Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to do a quick review of something that I ended up with through somewhat unconventional means. This is a V1 Kylo Ren helmet from Wicked Armor. Now, before I go too much further, let me actually show you a close-up of something in the camera real quick. Alright, what you could see there on the inside is something written in silver Sharpie. It's the number 1 with a signature from the maker of Wicked Armor and the date 2015. So I can't exactly be positive about this, but it's quite possible that this is not only the original model of the Kylo Ren helmet, this may be the original Kylo Ren helmet. But I wanted to talk about it in terms of features and designs. Those of you who are familiar with my channel, you've noticed some reviews from various Wicked Armor things in past. I did a review of a Wicked Armor Nihilus and a Wicked Armor Resin setup. A lot of the Kylo Rens that are wandering around, especially in the 501st, are using parts from Wicked Armor as well. They are one of the main creators of the parts for these three, or for those 3 costumes. So let me talk a little bit about this. This is a V1, I mentioned. There have been some other versions of this. I believe there's a V2. I don't know if he's gotten as far as a V3. But he's been cleaning it up in terms of accuracy and size. So let me talk about this one, but bear in mind that there are newer versions. So some things about the Wicked Armor Kylo Ren. The paint on this and the weathering on this, as with anything from Wicked Armor, is really spot on. I mean, even the feel or the gloss on this on these metal accents on the Kylo Ren is really nice. You can see some scarring and some paint or some paint weathering here and there around it. A couple of points on this one. There's actually sort of traces of a fingerprint in some of the weathering, which is a slight imperfection, but unless you're really close up, you don't notice that. Unlike the Black Series, a lot of people are wandering around with modified Black Series Kylo Ren helmets, and those they had to modify because they were in different pieces, because they were molded out of plastic. This is mostly one whole piece of rosin. Okay, now there are some pieces, some extra pieces added on here, these little sort of gills on the side. I'll get you a close-up of that on the camera in just a second, but these little gills here on the side are ABS plastic. All things told, that isn't that big of a deal. It actually gives it some depth and some layered look as opposed to it being all one model or molded piece. But let me just show you that real quick. Another interesting thing about this is, unlike their Resin costume, this one uses, to black out, it uses a mesh. So we're not dealing with a lens here. And there's a lot of air holes in this metal design on the front that are also covered with that same black mesh. So by and large, what that means is that this thing breathes a lot better. You've noticed from my videos that I wear glasses, and I usually wear my glasses with my costumes. I've got pretty flexible ones, so with my Nihilus mask, they sort of flex back to my face. With my Resin mask, it's about the same, but in the Resin mask especially, the breath inside the mask will fog up my glasses and the Resin lens if I'm not careful. With these, or with this one, I can still wear my glasses inside this model. It's got foam in there, and it fits rather snugly, but it is possible still to wear my glasses, which is good. It gives you enough room, and it gives you some breathing room so it doesn't fog them up. And the fact that we're dealing with a lot of mesh means that we're dealing with a lot better ventilation. Let me go ahead and throw this on real quick. Alright, so a pretty snug fit, as I mentioned. I believe that the later models of this were a little bit larger. I have a larger than average head, so the fact that this fits on me tells me that it's going to fit on almost anybody else. The foam gives enough tension on the side so you can still hear, you can still breathe, but if you do shake your head or do active things, The helmet, while it might rattle a little bit, isn't in too much danger of falling off. Now, another thing that you noticed with this is my neck was still visible. If you're going to wear this as part of a costume, you probably want a balaclava underneath to make it, or to black out those areas where the skin would be revealed, or a neck seal, or both. But this is a very nice piece. If you have a chance to get the V1 or the V2, if you're looking into a Kylo Ren cosplay, I think this is definitely a good way to go. Much better than trying to modify a Black Series, because even if you get the Black Series looking right, you're still dealing with plastic, which doesn't have the sort of the density and the authentic look that a nice, well-painted, well-weathered rosin piece is going to have. So, V1 Kylo Ren mask from Wicked Armor. Hopefully this has been of use. If it has, join me back for more reviews, and I'll see you next time.